Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Social Media Sisters. We are coming to you live from Hoboken today. And we've got Marty here. You can't see him, I don't think. Well, you can
His
kind of
head
see
is right here.
He's joining us today too. It was an adventure getting here, to say the least. I brought him. This is his first time in Hoboken, so for those of you who don't know, Hoboken's like pretty much like a little city. So all of the craziness and the hustle and bustle was scaring him, so he wouldn't walk. We were like 3 blocks away from my sister's house, and he just stopped walking, so I had to pick him up and walk with him in my arms, and people were staring at me. I was like sweating profusely, but we made it. We're here. We're ready to talk about social media.
Before we start, this is not an ad.
Also, before we start, we didn't film last week because I was sick, and I feel like I probably still sound a little congested, so we did skip a week of Social Media Sisters. After I said it's coming to you live every week, well, not live, but it's coming to you every week. It's coming to you every week starting now. All right, so let's get started.
So, on today's episode, we're going to talk about Facebook Live versus an edited video posted on Facebook organically. So, we'll talk about pros and cons of each and why we do and don't like them personally. So, first up, Facebook Live. For the pros for Facebook Live, I think we both agree that it's way more authentic, it's genuine. It's not so corporate or edited. It's the real, like, raw footage of what your employees are like every day.
Or what you're like. Like, your personality gets to shine through more in a Facebook Live because it's unedited and it's happening in the moment. And your followers get to know you better that way too. So we found some stats we'll be sharing throughout this. According to Wired.com, Facebook Live drives a lot of engagement and comments at over 10 times the rate of non-live videos. So it's happening in real time, like I said. People feel like they're part of the conversation and that they're live right there with you, so they're more likely to comment and talk to you on your live video. Which we know, the more people are commenting, the higher your engagement is on Facebook, and therefore Facebook shows your content and all of your other posts and videos more to people in their own newsfeed.
Another great part of live videos is that real-time Q&As, from what I've seen, get a lot of engagement, comments. People feel like they're in a community and they're talking to each other. People are in this atmosphere where they really want to engage with each other and talk about important topics, or it doesn't even have to be important, just anything they're interested in. So actually, Facebook Live videos are watched 3 times longer than videos that aren't live. And I think that has to do with the whole community aspect of it. Everyone wants to keep going and talking about things they care about, whereas a video that isn't live is just a one-sided conversation. I mean, you can comment on other people's comments, but it's not real time, it's not happening in the moment, so you might just watch it and then leave.
The cool thing about Facebook Live too is that you don't really need any fancy equipment to do it. I mean, you don't really need fancy equipment to do normal videos, period. But with Facebook Live, you basically just go live on your phone or your laptop. So if you go live on your phone, that's super easy. If you go live on your laptop, you can connect it to something like OBS software or BeLive TV. So that way you can be streaming from your laptop to Facebook if you prefer to use the camera on your laptop. I usually, when I go live, I just do it on my iPhone. And whether you film horizontally or vertically doesn't really matter. The way it shows up in the newsfeed, Facebook kind of figures it out. I prefer horizontally. Just make sure if you do horizontally, turn your screen lock thing, I don't know what that's called, orientation mode, you know what I'm talking about? On the iPhone, turn it off, because if it's on and you start filming horizontally, it's going to show up
Portrait orientation lock.
Yeah, turn that off, because otherwise it'll show up sideways for people in your newsfeed.
Okay, so those were all the pros that we thought of, and then we wanted to move on to the cons. which I think there are a little less cons than pros for live video. But for the first one, we found that it's the biggest issue with live videos is that you can't edit out your mistakes. So if you're recording something live and you have thousands of people watching and you by accident say something inappropriate.
Why would you do that? I think more that you might not be able to edit something out, like even us like recording this video and we edit a lot of stuff out, and it would be harder for us to be on live, I feel like, because we just would have pauses like that, for example, where we're like thinking about what to say.
Okay, yeah, I can go that way and it can go my way.
I mean, why would you say something inappropriate?
You could say something by accident and you could be like, oops, and then it's already out in the world and you can't take it back.
I guess, or like maybe something offensive. But the point is you can't edit things out.
You can't go back, everything's out there, everyone's watching, so that's a con.
Eventually we might make Social Media Sisters like a live show, but we wanted to start out recording at first and kind of like getting in the flow before we go live and not be able to edit out when we start cracking up over random stuff.
Yeah, we need more practice.
Alright, another con is technical issues might happen, especially if you are going to use something like OBS software or BeLive TV, or even with your iPhone. Like I went live once and I thought I was live, and good thing I went on my laptop to check because I was going to share the live video to my Facebook group, and I couldn't find the live video anywhere. So my phone said I was live, but when I went to my page from my computer, I was not live. So I was basically talking to myself for like 5 minutes, and then I had to stop it and start all over again. So just keep that in mind. Technical issues might happen, or if your Wi-Fi is not good, like it's going to cut in and out. So make sure you've got good internet connection wherever you plan on going live.
Okay, the next downside of live videos, which I don't think is really a huge deal, but it's just something to keep in mind, is the accessibility. So people that, if you're saying your live video is going live Wednesdays at 2 p.m. and someone can't watch at that certain time, it might take away from the whole experience of your live video, because although it is still posted on your wall and they can watch it later, they don't have that feel of the engagement, like the real-time comments and all of that stuff. So it kind of just takes away from that for certain people that can't watch it live.
What I find interesting is I've seen a lot of people do their lives, like she said, like a Wednesday at 2, or like a weekday at 2 or 3 seems to be a popular time. We were talking about this the other day, like who's watching at 2 or 3, like if they're at work, but it's a really popular time, so I'm guessing people take a break from work and watch. But even if you can't, or even if people can't watch, like I usually don't watch lives live. I'll end up, like if it's on my feed, I end up saving it and watching it later when I have more time and can actually sit down and listen and take in the information. Okay, so my phone ran out of storage, so we had to stop and restart, so that's why the setup might be a little different. It's really annoying because we actually finished the whole video and then realized it stopped recording 15 minutes in. So, back into it, we are going to talk about now the pros of edited video. So the first thing is obviously with edited video, so this is video that you're shooting and editing before posting. It's going to look more professional in a Facebook Live video because you are able to use different equipment if you want. You can still shoot with iPhone. I still shoot a lot of my videos with iPhone, but with an edited video you can have like a light setup, a Diva ring, you know, a nice DSLR camera, and all of that to make the video itself look good. Plus with the editing you can add text overlays, you can have an intro like we do for Social Media Sisters, an outro, a lot of different things that you can do versus with Facebook Live where you're just talking at the camera and that's basically it.
Another pro for edited videos is that it's way easier to repurpose than for live videos. And in the scenario that I'm going to use, let's say you recorded a live video on Facebook and it was a Q&A, and then you save the video and you want to repurpose it to use it on Instagram. I don't think that a Q&A would transfer over well to Instagram for two reasons. And the first one is because in a Q&A, you're asking the audience for their questions and they're typing them out and you're answering them. So if you were to put that onto Instagram, maybe it wouldn't work as well.
I'm just checking to make sure it's actually recording. Alright, keep going.
If you were to put that on Instagram, it might be a little confusing to your followers as to where the conversation is going because they can't see the feed. So that's one reason why it wouldn't repurpose well. And the other reason is because, like I said in the video last week, Instagram is very all about like aesthetics. So a live video probably wouldn't fit well into your feed if you have a very nice looking feed, and maybe people wouldn't like that.
A way that I've seen people get around that is they'll do a Facebook Live and they'll record that on their desktop and then also have their phone running at the same time on Instagram Live. So then you've got 2 live stream setups going on. Might be a little much with the comments. You might like need an assistant or something reading them to you, or set it up for a way that you can. I don't know, it sounds too complicated for me, but a lot of people do that so that way you can have your Facebook Live and you can have your Instagram Live and you're able to repurpose that. You can also repurpose a Facebook Live by posting it on YouTube, and then editing the audio out and making it a podcast like what we plan on doing for this. But like we said, with edited video, it's easier to repurpose it into a million different ways because you can now take the video and you can edit it into a 1-minute clip and then post it on Instagram. So then people will watch that clip and you can say, for the full video, head over to my Facebook page or my YouTube or whatever that may be. Another benefit of the edited videos is that you can kind of tweak it for every platform.
So one of the downsides to uploading an edited video is, like we said before, for live videos, users comment on Facebook Live videos 10 times the rate of regular videos, which means that you might not get that much engagement, likes, comments, etc. on your edited video as you would for a live.
And people are watching live videos 3 times longer, so keep that in mind when you think of your strategy. I think having a mix is fine, like a mix of live and a mix of edited, which is what I try to do. I do try to go live once a week, and then we obviously try to have this once a week. So just keep that in mind. And I know like a lot of people are concerned with going live and, oh my god, it's live, and what if I mess up, and what if I don't know what to talk about or I stumble my words. But keep in mind, that's kind of the beauty of being live, is people like that authenticity and seeing your personality shine through versus like a very edited, curated video. Okay, so and then now you might be wondering, all right, I'm gonna make my video, but is there a time limit? Like, what's the best length for Facebook before Facebook decides this is too long? Well, we actually found a blog post on Likeable.com by Likeable Media, which is a social media marketing agency in New York City. And it's actually interesting because we were discussing this last week after we filmed our first Social Media Sisters, because she was saying how a 15-minute video is too long. And I said, I don't think that it matters how long the video is. I think that if people are interested, they're going to watch. So this is what Likeable has to say about it. Facebook affirms that the best length for a video is whatever length is required to tell a compelling story that engages people. And this will vary depending on the story you're telling. So I don't think that you need to be like, okay, I have to make my video like 5 minutes or less. I think whatever you're trying to get across, try to get it across as quickly as possible. Like, you obviously don't want to draw this out into like an hour-long video, but I don't think the length matters. I watch 30, 40, 50-minute videos all the time on YouTube if they're teaching me something, or like they have like a screen share and they're teaching me how to do something on the computer, like edit photos or Facebook ads or whatever. So it really depends on your content and your audience. You need to know what your audience wants from you and what they want to learn, and you need to be providing value on a regular basis. So moral of the story is get on video. I said this last time too. It's time to face your fears and get on camera, and like Nike says, just do it.
You can do it!
And you can start with edited videos. That way you can kind of ease into live video, like what we're doing with this. Like, we're not ready yet, I don't think, for Social Media Sisters to
Go live.
to be live. But eventually it will. So get on video. Start with like a 1-minute video, like sharing a tip. Like, here's my top 2 or 3 tips for training your dog to
not be scared of everything.
like Marty. And hopefully I don't have to carry him to my car after this. But get on video, make it happen. What I challenge you guys to do is, if you do get on video, whether it's recorded or live, leave a comment on my Facebook page in this video and let us go check it out, and we'll give you our feedback. Alright guys, so that's it for this week's episode of the Social Media Sisters. We'll be back at you next week, hopefully.
Catch you later.
Make sure to like my business page so you get alerts for when we go live or when we make this or upload this video. If you're listening to this on the podcast, make sure to subscribe. And as always, feel free to leave comments. We will answer them. Even though this isn't live, we will be in the comment section waiting for your comment. It sounded creepy, but we'll be there ready to help you. So definitely feel free to comment, or you can email me at patty@socialstormmedia.com. Bye, everyone.
Still recording.